May I have your attention, please? My name is Dr. Michael Stewart, and I serve as the Associate Vice President of Student Affairs here at Middle Georgia State University. As we prepare to begin our ceremony today, we ask your assistance in assuring that the family member or friend you are here to see gets the recognition that they have earned. The graduate procession will begin in a few moments and will be televised on the screens. Our guests, any guests already not seated at that time, will be asked to remain where they are until the procession has concluded. At that time, guests will be allowed to move to their seats. We do request that all of our guests remain in their seats during the procession. A video recording will be available for you to share on our YouTube channel. Also, professional photographers are capturing still shots of your loved ones as they make their way into the venue and across the stage. During the ceremony, all of our graduates look forward to hearing their name called as they cross the stage. So we ask that you please limit your celebrations and hold your applause until the end, when our provost will invite you to join him in offering your heartfelt congratulations. On a related note, while we believe that all of our graduates are important, honor graduates who are receiving bachelor's degrees are recognized with a Latin phrase given after the reading of their name. Those who graduate cum laude, which means with honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.5 and 3.7. Those who graduate magna cum laude, which means with great honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.7 and 3.9. And those that graduate summa cum laude, or with highest honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.9 and 4.0. As a final sound-related request, we ask that you check to see that you have silenced your cell phones now. And lastly, we request that when the ceremony ends, you exit the building and proceed outside to continue the celebration with your graduates. So, with those preliminaries out of the way, we invite you to enjoy the spring commencement ceremony for Middle Georgia State University.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am Dr. David Jenks, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Middle Georgia State University. It is an honor to welcome you to our campus. Today, President Blake and I, joined with MGA faculty and staff, along with parents, relatives, friends, guests, and dignitaries, to celebrate our spring 2023 graduating class. We extend our appreciation to all who have been involved in planning and preparing for today's commencement ceremony. Their efforts have made this a day to remember. Today is a special day as we celebrate the achievements of all of our graduates. This semester, we confer our first doctoral degrees, making a significant milestone for our institution. The 28 doctoral candidates who have earned their Doctorate of Science in Information Technology represent the highest level of academic excellence. They join over 700 graduates, each of whom has persevered in reaching their personal milestones. To celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates, we are hosting 3 commencement ceremonies on campus today, with 2 having taken place yesterday. These smaller ceremonies provide a personalized experience, ensuring that graduates can celebrate their achievements in a way that is both meaningful and memorable. As we gather today, it is also important to acknowledge the challenges and losses we have faced this year. I ask that we take a moment to pause and remember those who are not here with us today. If you direct your attention to the first row, you will see an empty chair draped in a black cloth. This chair represents the absence of our beloved students, staff members, and faculty members who passed away this year. May their legacy inspire us to continue to make a positive impact in the world and to cherish every moment with those that we love. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor their memory. Thank you. Today, we celebrate a commencement, a new beginning. For graduates, that may mean moving away from an area of comfort, leaving the spaces of learning, and possibly parting ways with close friends. This commencement marks the beginning of a new pattern of life, a new schedule, and a new set of responsibilities. However, before the candidates for graduation move on, let us all enjoy this ceremony and celebrate what has been accomplished. Let's take a moment to recognize just how far all of our graduation candidates have come while so much in their life has changed over the course of their studies. If you're the first in your family, candidates, to attend college, please stand and remain standing. If you're a non-traditional student, please stand and remain standing. If you're a mother or a father while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you are or have been a first responder while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you're actively deployed, an armed forces veteran, in a military family, please stand and remain standing. If you had to work while taking courses, please stand and remain standing. If you're proud of the work you've done and are ready to receive your diploma, please stand and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the spring 2023 class of Middle Georgia State University. Candidates, please remain standing. You have received a great deal of help getting to this point. This support has come from many people in your life, including your family, your friends, possibly donors of a scholarship, and members of the Middle Georgia State University community. Let's take a moment to appreciate those who helped you get here today. Faculty members, please stand and remain standing. The faculty at Middle Georgia State University have certified that all candidates have completed the requirements for their respective degrees. Their continuous support and dedication to higher education enable us all to be here today. Join me in thanking them with a round of applause. There are a few others who helped you on your journey. Parents, please stand and remain standing. Grandparents, please stand and remain standing. Spouses, children, siblings, extended family, partners, and friends, please stand. If you helped anyone receiving a diploma today, please know we appreciate how important your support has been. Candidates, take a look around, find your people, and think about those who couldn't be here today. Join me in another round of applause to honor those who helped you attain your goal of becoming a university graduate. And now, everyone, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Omar Cherie Houston, a music major in our contemporary musicianship program.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Omar. Please be seated, everyone. As you reflect on your educational journey here at Middle Georgia State University, it's important to recognize the significant impact that our donors have had on your experience. These wonderful individuals, who you may or may not know personally, have generously supported our university through donations to the Middle Georgia State University Foundation. Many of you have directly benefited from foundation scholarships during your studies, which have helped to make your education possible. Others have participated in foundation-sponsored academic programs and activities at MGA, which have enriched your learning experience. And all of you have used equipment and technology that were outfitted in part with foundation donations, which have helped to ensure that you have access to the tools you need to succeed. We would like to take a moment to express our deepest appreciation and thanks to all of our donors. To our graduates, as you move forward in your careers, we hope that you will be an active alumni and encourage you to consider how you can give back to the knights that come behind you. We would also like to recognize the hard work and dedication and stewardship of our foundation team led by Ms. Julie Davis, Interim Vice President for University Advancement. Julie, would you please stand? The efforts of the MGA Foundation to secure support for our students is invaluable. Please join us in a round of applause to recognize the important role of our MGA Foundation and the donors who give to it. Thank you all for your support and generosity.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Christopher Blake. I have the honor of serving as the president of Middle Georgia State University, and this is truly one of the happiest days of the year when we come together to celebrate your accomplishment and to thank those who have worked so tirelessly to support you and help you. It is a really special occasion, and I implore you to have a wonderful day and enjoy every waking moment of it. Now, each year, we have a President's Scholar who represents the graduating class and delivers remarks from the students to the graduates. And every year, the Student Honors Awards and Graduation Committee brings me some individuals. The Student that is chosen must have an outstanding academic record, have been involved in campus and community service, and must show the characteristics that uphold the promise of a purposeful life and the mission and the values of this institution. The individual speaking to you today is one of two students that I asked to represent the senior class of 2023 because they were both outstanding and I wanted to have both of them to speak to you. But today you will get to meet one of them. We had the other one yesterday. This person that you're about to hear from has all of the qualities we look for. Tavius Clark has pursued a degree and has successfully accomplished that, but he got off to a bumpy start. He finished his freshman year at Middle Georgia State on academic probation. Today, as he graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Special Education, the 2023 President's Scholar is an inspiring example of what it means to persevere. Clark earned a 3.9 GPA in his upper level courses and has been listed on the Dean's or the President's list every semester since fall of 2019. He uses his experiences to encourage new students in the education program by hosting tours and helping them understand what coming to college means and what it will be experienced as. Now, despite his successes, Tavius says, quote, "I am the same student who was put on academic probation after my first year. I know what it is like to be on both ends of success and failure." Originally from Macon, Clark grew up attending Jones County schools. While here, he participated in coaching and mentoring programs for underprivileged youth that inspired him to become a school teacher. He currently works as a teacher at Westside Elementary School in Warner Robins. He continues his community work through the school's Champions program, working with underprivileged children before, during, and after school hours. After graduation, he will return to Westside as a full-time teacher. In addition, he plans to continue his studies, pursuing a master's degree, I hope here at Middle Georgia, in education, and working toward his goal of becoming an elementary school principal. It is therefore my great pleasure to introduce to you the graduating class, your 2023 President's Scholar, Mr. Tavius Clark. Tavius.
Before I begin, on behalf of the graduating class of 2023, I would like to take a quick moment to thank President Blake, Provost Jenkins, along with all the staff, professors, friends, and family that have poured themselves into us over the last few years. However, most importantly, I want to congratulate the graduating class of 2023. Please give yourself another round of applause. My name is Tavius Clark, and I am honored to be selected as the President's Scholar for the graduating class of 2023. I feel immensely proud to have such an honor because I get a chance to speak on the demanding work that every graduate in this class has put in to get here today. For anyone who plans to pursue a higher education degree, I want to be the first to tell you, college is not easy. Rather, it was the stress of late-night study sessions for exams, countless discussion posts and homework assignments, having to pull out that calculator to double and triple check that final grade, or knowing you passed with an A. It takes an extreme amount of determination, hard work, dedication, and mental fortitude to push past limits that you could not imagine were possible. But as you can see by the smiles on everyone's faces and the joy illuminating from those sitting here today, getting to this point is an overwhelming feeling of happiness and pride that is comparable to very few joys in life. At this time, I want to share with you a part of my story. As President Blake just said, I am currently a kindergarten teacher at Westside Elementary School. I plan to return there this fall and continue my education career by becoming a third grade teacher. Throughout my young life, I attended the Jones County school system where I played football and I did track and field. And throughout that whole time, I was always a scholar athlete. Growing up, school always felt very easy for me. I showed up, got A's and B's, and I left. It got to the point to where my mother used to have a running joke that she thought I was a dropout because I never took a book bag to high school. I just showed up and we were done there. But now, as I got to college, I had that immense level of confidence that was built through those years of having that easy kind of going path through to high school that I didn't think college would be any different. I was warned and warned and warned, but I just assumed I would make A's with minimal effort. Let me be the first to tell y'all, I was horribly wrong. I described my first year in college with the famous Wizard of Oz saying, "Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore." For the first time in my life, I felt academic adversity and I did not know how to respond. I was quickly humbled and humiliated as I turned in failing assignment after assignment. I tried tutoring and I even tried studying for what felt like the first time in my entire life, but it wasn't working for me. In just a year, I went from a student that never struggled in any academic endeavor to feeling like an absolute failure. But instead of quitting, I took the semester off to reassess my life. I looked in the mirror and I made a promise to see college through. However, during that time, I decided to switch my majors and pursue education. From that point forward, I never had a semester that I appeared on anything less than the president's list or dean's list for academics. Now I stand in front of you all today as a peer, as a representative, a husband, a father of a beautiful 7-month-old baby boy, and most importantly, I stand in front of you as a fellow Middle Georgia State University graduate. When I got the call saying that I would be a finalist for the President's Scholar Award, I had just sent my students to lunch, and I was enjoying what most teachers refer to as a slice of heaven, which is peace and quiet. I remember feeling a sense of overwhelming happiness and sadness all at one time. Not because I was not happy to be a finalist, but with all the mistakes I had made, I did not feel as if I deserved to be the voice of a graduating class. However, after my interview with President Blake and talking with my professors, my family, my friends, I realized that those feelings of not being worthy were the furthest thing from the truth. That day, I interviewed with President Blake, and I shared with him my life story. I talked to him about how I've overcome different obstacles, such as my educational ones, my health-related ones, and my personal ones. Upon ending that interview, President Blake said something to me that has changed me since that day, and it will change me for the rest of my life. He said to me, "The adaptability and perseverance to overcome the challenges I've faced in my life, whether it was failure in my early collegiate career, the stress of raising a newborn and starting a family, dealing with sickness in my personal life, or doing all those things while working as a full-time teacher and being an academically outstanding student, are things I should be immensely proud of because they are a part of molding me into the man I am today." And that same adaptability and perseverance represents everything that this institution stands for. Now, I don't know if it was the words he said or his cool English accent, but after that meeting, I've never felt so sure that I deserve something more in my entire life. The reason I chose to share my story with all of you today is to provide a call to action. No matter what life throws at you, please never give up on your dreams. Please never give up on yourself. And no matter what, always find a way to adapt and persevere. As I leave you today, I want to state my favorite quote from Winston Churchill. "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." So to the graduating class of 2023, no matter if you are graduating at the top of your class or you're just thankful you passed, you did it and you earned everything that's coming for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tavius. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Spring 2023 Commencement Speaker. In 2020, Governor Brian Kemp appointed Georgia Forestry veteran Timothy M. Lauermore to serve as State Forester and Director of the Georgia Forestry Commission. Following a swearing-in ceremony on December 21st at the state capitol, Lauermore assumed his new duties on January 16, 2021. Lauermore is a registered forester with the Georgia Board of Foresters who has more than 20 years of forestry and professional experience. Prior to his appointment at the GFC, he served as Public Affairs Manager for Interfor, one of the largest lumber producers in the world. There, he worked with all levels of government regulatory agencies and community and economic development officials to promote and protect operations and sustainability initiatives. He is a Society of American Foresters Fellow and a University of Georgia Warnell School of Forestry and National Resources graduate, a UGA Warnell J-Hole Society member, and a member of UGA's AgHon. Please welcome our commencement speaker, Mr. Tim Lauermore.
Thank you, Dr. Jenks. And, it's always, I guess, a risk when you have to do these kind of things or speak to groups and you have to follow another speaker. And I really want to just thank you, Tavius, for your kind remarks and what a great opportunity and that this university has provided to you, and just really awesome to hear his story, and just appreciate you. I appreciate your words, and just the only unfortunate thing is I've got to follow him. So I'm not looking forward to that. But no, good afternoon, and to the administration and to the faculty, to the alumni and to the friends, and to the families that are here who supported these graduates here in front of you. It is a real honor for me to be here with you today. And I want to thank the administration for the opportunity and for the invite to be here with you today and to help celebrate this momentous occasion that marks the culmination of many years of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. Congratulations on your achievements, and I wish the very best to each and every one of you as you move forward in the world of aviation and into the next stages of your life. You know, it's really a neat opportunity for me as well, because I started my career here when this was a place called Macon College. Many of you probably or may not have even been born at that time, but this place has changed a lot. But it's great to be back on campus, and it's great to be back here. I spent 2 years here from 1993 through 1995 before I went off to the University of Georgia. So class, did you ever think this moment would be here? Did you ever think it would arrive? I'm not so old that I've forgotten my own track toward graduation, and I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that it wasn't difficult at times for me, and I can't say that I didn't even say at some time the thought entered my mind once or twice that finding an alternative to college didn't enter my mind either when the workload was really heavy. What I am thankful for is that idea never took root in me. And what I'm also thankful for is that idea, if any of you had those thoughts of finding an alternative path outside of college, didn't take root in you either. Instead, my roots led me to the outdoors. It's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I've always enjoyed. It led me to the forest of our state, where my path has really been lined by pine trees to this day. Today, I proudly serve as the State Forester for Georgia and represent the Georgia Forestry Commission. And looking back, I can tell you that every achievement, every bump in the road for me has worked at some level and has gotten me to this place right here before you today. Your bump, this class, may be known as turbulence. And how you handle those spots is going to help determine your future. You've heard that before, but it's the solid truth. You know, truly, I was a little surprised when I got the call and the invitation to speak to this group of graduating aviation professionals. I'm not an aviator. I'm a forester by trade, but I've done a fair share of flying in my time, commercial and private, so I have an understanding of the basics of what you guys do. And I have the utmost respect for the field and the jobs that you will be performing in the years ahead of you. And as I was thinking about and I was considering about, how can I connect aviation and forestry, and how can I identify the similarities there? I had a great resource in my hands, or a great resource at my disposal. I reached out to our Chief of Air Operations, and I know, yes, some of you in the audience are probably saying Chief of Air Operations for the Georgia Forestry Commission, but I reached out to Clay Chatham. Clay, many of the faculty here will know him, and some of the students perhaps will know Clay Chatham, is an alumnus from this school. And Clay's got a wealth of knowledge, and the training that he learned here has really set him off and propelled him into an excellent and great career. But he heads up our aviation fleet of 16 fixed-wing aircraft and 1 helicopter. And from monitoring and suppressing wildfires all around our state to surveying the health of forest, aviation is an essential tool for managing our natural resources. It's a big job with a lot of moving parts, one that calls for refined skills and teamwork. And Clay and I, we landed and we kind of agreed that there's some parallels or some parallelisms that forestry and aviation have. And I thought I'd run through those for you. Education and experience count. Licenses prove competence. Solid connections are critical. Aviation is large, but it's small. Foresters and aviators both depend on specialized tools and constantly changing technology so that we can efficiently provide the best service to our customers. These characteristics are critical in the forestry sector and provide a foundation that earns Georgia the title as the #1 forestry state in the nation. The Georgia Forestry Commission, the agency that I represent, serves landowners that manage 24.5 million acres across our state. We have a $36 billion impact in this state, and the industry employs nearly 55,000 people. Like aviation, it's big responsibilities that depend on small decisions and close relationships that make us successful. I believe that every relationship counts. If you get to know me, you realize and you learn very quickly that I am committed to making the most of all interactions that I have. And not only is it doing the right thing to do and making the most out of those interactions, but I've found that it is the success. It's a foundational tool to my success. Whether I'm on the phone or whether I'm talking to you in person or to a large group, I make a conscious point to develop and to strengthen relationships. And I know it's not always easy, finding that common ground thing, right? But I do have a little experience. I have 2 teenage daughters, so I know what it is to try to find common ground and how difficult that can be sometimes. So I do know what I'm talking about there a little bit. So investing in others, investing in others happens differently today, though. And that's one thing that I've learned from this next generation than when I was here in 1993, when I began college. Technology certainly helps us communicate faster and easier, and it also can trip us up. I'm sure you have a story or two about the text that you've sent that was misinterpreted, or about hitting the send when you shouldn't have. I will say, though, it is if you routinely invest in others with sincerity and authenticity and without expectation of anything, your relationships will be stronger and they'll weather the missteps that we all experience. Relationships really do matter. And it matters what you bring to the table. What are your personal values? When someone mentions your name, what would you hope that they remember? For me, I strive to make an impression so others will remember me as a good husband, a good father, a man of integrity, a man of respect, a man who treats people equally, and who is committed to using facts to drive decisions. And to this class, let me issue a point of caution here. Oftentimes, this plays out in situations, places, or circumstances where you don't see it coming. About 2 years ago, as you heard in my introduction, the governor was looking to appoint a state forester for Georgia. And I had not really talked to a lot of people about it. I knew the opportunity was in front of me. I knew it was before me. Had not spoken to a lot of people about it. But a young lady that I had met about 5 years prior to that, my phone rang one day, and it was her. And I was like, wow, I haven't talked to her in a little while. And so she called me. She said, I hear you're in the running for an opportunity. And it completely blindsided me. But it was a young lady who was in a junior role in the Economic Development Authority in one of the counties that I had worked in, and I had invested in her, and we had done some projects together, and we had just committed to stay in touch with each other. And she fed me with information, I fed her with information that helped each other be successful. And I said, how did you find this out? Because it's not public and it hasn't been vetted out publicly at this point. And she said, well, about 3 years ago, I volunteered for the governor's campaign when he was running for governor. And he called, and he asked what I thought about you because I worked in the county where your office was located. And so that's what I mean. Sometimes the investment that I made into that young lady could have really changed my trajectory, and it did change my trajectory. And if I hadn't made that investment, hadn't have made the relationship and the interaction with her, it really could have changed my interaction or trajectory to where I'm at today. I also believe that taking responsibility for our own actions are critical. I've found that owning mistakes, we're all going to make them. I've found that owning mistakes gets easier, and when you're honest with people from the get-go, you win. Never doubt this. Mistakes are an awesome way to learn or an awesome way to grow, and they're also an awesome way to lead. You know, I've also been fortunate that I've had some great mentors, and I would encourage this class to find those folks. Some of them will teach you the right way to do things. Some of them are going to teach you the wrong way to do things. A freebie here, one of my mentors taught me the value of personal notes. I would encourage you to think about that if you don't do that already. You'll paint yourself into a corner if you stretch the truth, doctor the results, or put yourself above others. You've got to be ready to get your hands dirty right along with your colleagues and your coworkers. That's where integrity is demonstrated, and that's where respect is earned. So think about your own personal brand as you go forward. Which words will define you? I suspect you've already identified your strengths and that you will build on them just as you've built your successful journey to this graduation. And then in wrapping up and lastly, it's a big world. It's a great world full of great promise and great opportunity. And as you enter this next step, I challenge you to step forward with confidence, reflect joyfully back on the experiences that got you to where you're at today. Never stop learning. Your industry, like my industry, is constantly evolving, and it's essential to stay up to date with the best practices, the trends, and technologies. Seek professional and personal development opportunities. Always strive to improve yourself. Take care of your mind, take care of your health. This will not only make you a better pilot or an aviation professional, but it will make you a better colleague, leader, and a person. And in closing, I want to thank again the invitation for me to be able to be here with you today, to celebrate this great day with you. I congratulate you on your achievements, and I wish you all the very best in the future. And I truly believe a motto that I have for myself, and a motto that I think is applicable to this group, and I hope that you believe the same way, is that that the best is yet to come. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your special day.
Thank you, Tim. All right, this is always my favorite part. Are y'all ready to walk across the stage? On behalf of the Middle Georgia State University faculty, it is my honor to congratulate the Spring 2023 graduates on this special occasion. Commencement is a time of recognition for your academic accomplishments, so we join your families and friends in celebrating your success. Quick point of logistics, as you come around, your name will be called. Make sure you stop on this side of the stage to get your picture taken with the president. And now, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates, our President Blake, the academic deans, our interim registrar, Ms. Stella Denard, and our commencement caller, Dr. Kevin Cantwell.
Good afternoon. I am Kevin Cantwell, Special Assistant to the President at Middle Georgia State University, and it is my pleasure to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. Candidates for degrees in the School of Aviation, please come forward by row when directed to receive congratulations from Dean Clark, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Mona Abdallah, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Tiago Miguel Alonso, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Kyle Anderson, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Ansley May Balberty, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, BS in Aviation Science and Management. Jonathan Bayen, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Grayson Burkhart, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management.
Last name is Busen.
Kevin Busen, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Claudio Castajanes, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Wade Curtis, Bachelor of Science, Aviation Science and Management. Kwame Dawkins, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Coleman Dean, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. James Bennett Delaney, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management.
She's cum laude and Dean's List.
Raven Dickerson, cum laude, Dean's List, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Jordan Samuel Lee Edwards, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Brannon Fagan, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Brett Faturi, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Ahaviel Ford, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Louis Nikolai Foss, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management.
Last name Frias.
Brian Frias, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Benjamin George, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Beck Glover, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Talmadge Godwin, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Jack Gottschang, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Griffin Austin Guyton, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Aaron Hedrick, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Edward B. Jolly III, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Haley Marie Kearney, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Brett Kim, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Caleb Samuel LaPlante, Certificate in Airframe. Courtney Link, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Hunter Masick, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Elena Marchesso, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Caleb Massenberg, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Dylan Lane Massey, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Colton Mary, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Kanan Tuff Patrick, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. David Joseph Jimmy Phillips, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Evan James Phillips, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Sarah Phillips, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Dylan Avery Pollender, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Manager. Thomas Patrick Pugh, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. William Hunter Rollator, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Christian Edison Samuels, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Emily Camille Smart, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Anton Sutton, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. William Ernest Trout, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Jeremy Takash Welch, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Edward Kess Yankson, Bachelor of Science in Aviation Science and Management. Carl Anthony Matthews, Bachelor of Science in Technical Management. Landon Baynard, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Air Traffic Management. Casey Childs, President List Scholar, AS in Air Traffic Management. Jamar D. Montgomery, AAS in Aviation Maintenance Technology. Xavier Dillon, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Air Traffic Management. Jade Dockery, Associate of Science in Air Traffic Management.
McLaughlin for the last name.
John McLaughlin, President's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Air Traffic Management. Anna Bogart, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology. Dylan Aaron Burge, President's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology. Dylan Jacob Bird, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology.
Aiden for the first name.
Aiden Thomas Cummings, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology.
Yuichi for the middle name.
Kenneth Yuichi Hayward, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology.
Kanowski for the last name.
Kristen Kanowski, President's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology.
Kita for the last name.
Matthew Kita, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology.
Planchon for the last name.
Garrett Planchon, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology. Jorge Rodriguez, Dean's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Technology, Aviation Maintenance Technology. Nathan Tripp, President's List Scholar, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology. Logan James Warren, Associate of Science in Aviation Maintenance Technology. Maverick Watts, Associate of Science in Air Traffic Management.
Battalion for the last name.
Cooper Michael Battaglio, one-year certificate in airframe. Pedro Antonio Gonzalez, one-year certificate airframe. Ryan M. Long, one-year certificate in airframe. Jake Malden, one-year certificate in airframe. Travis Braden Miller, one-year certificate in airframe.
Osley for the last name.
Austin Eugene Osley, one-year certificate in airframe.
Solzberger for the last name.
Troy Austin Solzberger, one-year certificate in airframe. Heather Nicole Tolliver, one-year certificate in airframe. Jared Aaron Wells, one-year certificate in airframe. Got it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the spring 2023 graduates of the School of Aviation at Middle Georgia State University. President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer upon them their respective degrees.
And in these few words, you will transition from being a candidate to that of a graduate. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I, President Christopher Blake, hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued with all of the rights and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. And in that transition, we are now going to do a Middle Georgia tradition at commencement, the turning of the tassel on your hat. This one is already sewn in, so I can't really demonstrate it. But before you got your degree, it should have been on the right. Well, we're going to welcome back our alumni. Welcome them back. Come back, alumni. And they're going to help us do something. The turning of the tassel is an academic ritual for undergraduate students that symbolizes their transition to becoming a graduate. At the beginning, as I said, the tassel is on the right. When the degree is confirmed, it moves to the left. So for now, just go back on the right again. If you've got it over, let's go on the right. In a few moments, I will ask the alumni standing before you to move the tassels of the front row from the right to the left. And then the front row is going to turn around and do that to the second row. And then the second row is going to turn around and do that to the third row. You are bright people with certificates and degrees. Do you follow that one? All right, front row, will you stand up, please? And we're going to count this down. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Now turn around, second row, stand up. And you don't need any further instructions. Thank you, alumni. By now, the third row should have figured out that it needs to stand up too. And then the fourth. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, they are now graduated. Well done. You may sit. You may be seated. So, as you move on from Middle Georgia, or move on to graduate school at Middle Georgia, I get the final undergraduate lecture with you, and it's very brief. I want to say a few words to you. Our faculty and our staff have sought to encourage the very best in you. Some of you will come back to Middle Georgia State, and others of you will continue on in your careers. But no matter where you go and what you do, you will now and for the rest of your lives be alumni of Middle Georgia State. That is an enduring relationship. It is something that we value, and we hope we have earned your respect that you will value it as well. I have one very important request of you, that the knowledge and the skills and the wisdom you have acquired in your degree, that you share it. You share it with your loved ones, with your communities, and your place of work. As educated individuals, it is our responsibility to help society with the value of knowledge and a credential like a degree. Your degrees are certainly granted to empower you in your lives and your careers, but also to empower the common good. Throughout this ceremony, we have thought about this transition, yours and that of this university. And when we became a university, we realized that now that we are your alma mater, now that we're an alma mater, we need to celebrate that in song. And that was a tradition we began in 2015. And so what we're going to do is, please direct your attention to the video screens. We're going to enjoy a short performance of our alma mater by the MGA Chamber Singers under the direction of Dr. Rebecca Lanning.
Through the rolling hills of Georgia, in the heart of the great each state, we build our future-shaping lives. The quest is ours to take, with boundless possibilities and the lessons of the past. We sons and daughters of MGA, our friendships ever last. We knights of truth and honor, with knowledge as our sword. voices loud and clear, our hearts at MGA.
You will always be part of the MGA family, and we look forward to staying in a relationship with you and watching you chart your lives with that knowledge as Knights of Truth and Honor. I do want to also extend my appreciation to everyone in this room who has loved, supported, encouraged, and helped our graduates. I understand that their success has been because you have been a bedrock to them. I say that not today as a college president, but as a father of 2 sons who went to college. And so my congratulations and my gratitude on behalf of the university to you as well. Thank you. And now, graduates, it is time to leave. I am going to declare that these commencement exercises are concluded. I would ask you, everyone, please to rise for the recessional, and to family and friends to please remain at your seat until the last graduate has left the floor. These commencement exercises are concluded. Go Knights!